Welcome to the FBAA's Top Broker Podcast for mortgage brokers looking to take their business to the next level with your host, Joshua Vecchio.
Today we welcome Bernard Desmond, a loan market mortgage broker based in Berwick, only broking for 15 months and yet already nominated for over 19 awards. In this episode, we look at why speed of service is so important and how you can create raving fans. By the end of today's episode, you're going to know exactly what it takes to get to the top, and you're going to be ready to get out and go get it. So let's jump in. So Bernard, for those who haven't heard of you, why don't we get started with a quick snapshot of you and your business?
Great. Thanks, Joshua, for having me on the Top Broker podcast. I've certainly been a fan of what you guys constantly create. A little bit about me. My name is Bernard Desmond. I've been in Melbourne for 6 years. Out of the 6 years, the first 4.5 years was working in the bank for ME Bank as a mobile lender. And the most recent year and a half, I have ventured out in as a mortgage broker, starting my own mortgage business. So, it's been one of the best decisions that I've made, getting into mortgage broking and living the dream.
I love it. So one of the things you say is that speed is so important and speed of service is the most important thing in your business. Why is that?
Look, I think the consumer today is not just comparing your experience within the industry. They're actually comparing the experience or service you provide to, other businesses outside of your industry. So you take other disruptors in the industry like Uber or Netflix, every one of these new entrant that's come in and disrupted a particular industry has focused on one thing, that's speed to service. And I'd see mortgage broking no different, So, everything that we do, it's all about, how quickly can we get this customer out of the market? How quickly can we respond back to them? How quickly can we get a response from our lender partners? I think speed to service is everything, because a customer will not remember. They'll remember the rate today, but if you ask a customer in 6 months' time what their mortgage rate is, they won't remember, but they'll always remember the experience and the service they got from you.
So what are the tactics that you use to get your speed of service better than anyone else?
Just simple things, if you're getting a lead, not the number one, thing for anyone starting new or even established is, when you get a lead, just get straight on top of it, make contact with your customer. If you're not getting through with the customer or the phone, have a system in place wherein you send a quick text message. If you've got an email address, follow up with an email address. So, just be on top of that and, don't let the lead go cold, because, you want to capitalize on that opportunity when the customer's red hot. Even with our lender partners that we deal with, we're really big on, service levels. So because if we have to provide good service, we have to rely on our lender partners. So there's, we monitor that constantly and regularly and, pass that information to our clients. So if a customer is coming to us and saying, look, I'm going to auction, I need the approval by Friday, but at the same time, I want to go with this bank, and that particular bank's, not there in time with that SLA, it just looks bad on us. So we just set that expectations right from the word go that, if you want this to achieve this by this particular deadline, we need to go with XYZ bank, and they're pretty much at this rate. Yeah.
So your focus is more on the turnaround times rather than the rate.
Yeah, we don't really focus on rate because everything that we've done is all about giving an awesome experience to our customers. Rate is important. We don't disregard that altogether, but we make sure that the experience matters more than the rate. And
one of the things you're big on is having your clients as advocates and as your biggest fan. How do you do this?
It comes down to doing the basics consistently right. So, if you're if you're setting up expectations with your clients and you're guiding them throughout the process, if you're telling them you're going to get the approval by this date, just make sure that you do that. You're always we're always trying to delight our customers by going over and above from what we do. So, we set realistic expectations and we try and, beat those expectations. So when that happens, the customers, for example, if they're expecting their approval to come through by Friday, we'll try and aim to get that done sooner, so it comes as a good surprise to them. And that's how, we are getting a lot of repeat business. So, when you create a good customer base and you've got good advocates, those customers will obviously talk about the experience that you've given them to their friends and family, and you will win more repeat business.
Do you ask for referrals?
Constantly. You don't ask, you don't get.
And how do you do this?
Look, if you've done the right thing by the clients, at every opportunity that we get, we just, simply tell them, look, our business is based on word of mouth and referrals. The best compliment that you can give us is pass on your friends or family or anyone who we can help like we've helped you, And if you've done the right thing by your clients, they feel obliged to help you.
There's different brokers that do it different ways. Do you give referral kickbacks like $100 gift card, or is it purely, hey, look, I've helped you, is it okay if you help me?
Yeah, no, we've really never focused on monetary value. We've rather focused, even in our fact find that we do with our clients, we take a different approach. We try and understand what is important to our client. What are their hobbies? What do they like doing in their spare time? Do they like drinking wine? Do they like going to the foodie? So we try and capture those personal things or personal things that the clients like doing, and we try and delight them by surprising, so if a customer sent me a referral and they're constantly referring, their friends and family to me, and I know they're a big, Collingwood supporter, we'll send to Collingwood game tickets to them, or someone who's into wine, we'll send them a gift voucher to a winery, so we're just not, suggesting to them that, look, if you refer me, I'm going to give you $100 voucher, because I think that customers are not motivated by money. They basically, they want their friends and family to also get the same or a better experience. So, when you give something to someone without them expecting it, that creates a more bigger impact than someone, doing it for just a monetary value.
That's excellent. Now, each morning, one of the things you say is that you look to hustle and follow up. Can you expand on what this looks like for you?
Yeah, so I've kept it simple, Josh. It's AM's all about prospecting and follow-ups. So what I mean by that is, it's all about, talking to new people, talking to new customers, making my, 15, 20 new prospecting phone calls, talking to my existing referral partners to see how they're going, keeping my lender partners accountable and, following up with my BDMs. So it's all about, just being on top of every deal and making sure that, your pipeline's filled constantly. And then PM's all about face-to-face appointments, Also, I've done that intentionally because I'm not a morning person, I don't prefer doing appointments first thing in the morning, and I've never been a morning person. So, I'm probably better to be, doing more of my prospecting and follow-ups from the office in the mornings, and then doing more appointments in the afternoon and evenings.
And what do you do to prospect?
Phone calls. Keep it simple. Pick up the phone, talk to more people. You talk to more people, you'll get into more doors, and basically I've just kept it simple, talk to more people, connect through different various social channels, keep your engagement up and, be front of mind. And
you're a master at social media. Explain how you manage this through your day.
Look, social media has been a catalyst in my business. It has really amplified the way it has helped me grow my business. And, I've just done it on the go. Like, I use an iPhone, and most of the apps, you take, the main platforms that I leverage is, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram, and all of these are available on an app. So everything's done from the phone, so I'm not actually sitting in front of a computer and, putting time aside to do some post, or, like I'm not locking myself in for an hour doing it. I'm just doing it as I'm on the go. So if something comes across, or I'm in front of a customer, or a good review comes up, I'll just do it on the fly, without actually thinking too much, just do it on the go.
So a lot of brokers have said that social media doesn't work for them. Why does it work for you?
I think if you're not leveraging social media, you're probably not. You will miss out on a lot of business. Every single consumer these days is checking you before they are deciding to do business with you, and that I believe that strongly, because I've personally used service providers, and before I engage with anyone, I go on Google and I'll check what the company is about, or the person whom I'm looking at using for any of the services, or what other customers have spoken about them. So look, social media does not mean that you put a post today and tomorrow there are 10, 15, 20 leads coming in. You just have to do it consistently, and if you do it consistently, frequency will build in trust, and when the customer actually requires something, you'll just be front of mind. So if I've got a close network of, say, 3,000 people in my connection, and if they keep constantly saying, good customer success stories from me, award-winning, sales, and customers are celebrating the wins, and if they're saying all this, and they know that I'm into mortgage broking, if they ever need someone to look after their home loan, I'll be surprised if they go to somebody else.
So true. Bernard, thanks for being on the show.
Thank you, Josh.
My big 3 takeaways from this episode was 1, speed of service trumps everything. 2, experience is more important than rate. And 3, consistency and setting expectations is what creates raving fans. These were my 3 takeaways. What about you? We'd love to hear from you. Like us on Facebook, subscribe to our podcast, and visit our website, topbroker.com.au. Thank you, and see you next time.